Hey guys, it's Saturday. Sitting in the parking lot, waiting for my laundry to get done. Uh, just had some more random thoughts I thought I'd pass along. I was thinking about the abortion issue, uh, and I was thinking that when they overturned Roe v. Wade, the idea was they wanted the states to decide how they wanted to deal with it, whether or not the individual states would allow abortion, uh, and if you didn't like how they decided how they dealt with it, you could just move. And it was supposed to be up to the people. The people would vote on it, so to speak. The people would have a say, which doesn't really happen if it's not on the ballot, like a provision. So when you're voting for politicians, that's what you're voting for, as a politician. What he says doesn't mean shit. He'll say whatever he has to say to get the votes to get into office. Once he's there, it's almost impossible to lose a job as a politician because the incumbent always wins. So when they say abortion gets decided by the states, it's not the people that decide 9 times out of 10, it's the state legislature. Now, so you get the freedom for the states to decide on their own, and if people don't like it, they can move. Just like they say people are leaving California to go live in Texas because taxes are lower, there's more freedom, blah, blah, blah. Some of that may be true. Some of it may not be. I don't care. The point is, the states got what they wanted, so to speak. They get to decide on the abortion issue. What pisses me off, which is a bunch of horse shit, is the states that want to ban abortion completely and to have a banned abortion now want to punish you for leaving their fucking state to go get an abortion in a state where it is legal, totally within your rights as a free citizen. You're doing exactly what the system has set you up to be able to do. They want to punish you and punish anybody that helps you cross state lines to go get an abortion in a state where it is legal. How fucking stupid is that? Okay? It's total hypocrisy. So when they said they wanted the states to decide, they were lying. They want a nationwide abortion ban. That's the only way to look at it. Because if you leave your state to go to another state to do something that is opposite of what's legal in your state, that's within your right as an American citizen, and you can't, just like you can't punish somebody for leaving a state where marijuana isn't legal, and you can't punish them for going to a state that is and getting high as fuck and then coming back because you did it where it was legal, like you set the system up to allow. So you fucking hypocrites, you fucking conservative, Republican, douchebag, religious hypocrites who want to punish people for going to another state, like you suggested, and doing the thing you don't like to do, should be completely illegal. Hopefully the courts will back that up. And you guys should also lose your jobs for lying to people, because you bold-faced lied. You didn't want the states to decide. You wanted the states to decide, but you wanted all the states to decide the way you decided. Okay? Women are not fucking property. They don't become cattle just because they're pregnant. All right? Any decision that gets made about an abortion or a birth should ultimately be between the woman and her doctor. The fucking husband or the father of the child gets minimal say because that baby is not growing in their fucking body. So I'm all for the father having their 2 cents worth in, putting out their opinion to the mother of the child, like whether they would like the child or not. But it's ultimately up to the woman. It's her body. It's growing inside her. Okay? And for anybody that wants to throw out the goddamn, well, you forced us to get the vaccination for the COVID, so you were forcing us to do something we didn't want to do with our body. All right? Here it goes. You can catch COVID from somebody else. You can give COVID to somebody else. You can't catch pregnancy, you fucking morons. You can't. You can't catch pregnancy, you can't catch an abortion. There's the difference. Okay? It saves lives when you get vaccinated. And it's the abortion issue is completely between the mother and what's growing inside her. And you can call it a baby at the early stages when basically it's just a glob of goo with a heartbeat, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Am I for a limit on how long you can carry the child before abortion should be the last option? Yes. If you carry the child to a certain term and the health of the child or the mother isn't an issue, then by then you should have decided, yes, I'm going to have the baby, and you should have the baby. I do think there's a compromise to be had there. But that's also a decision that gets made mostly by the scientists and the women. Doctors and women should be discussing what they think the term limit should be for an abortion to be a reasonable and viable option. Because after like 5-6 months, you just suddenly decide you don't want to be pregnant. That's kind of, that's where the discussion has to be had. What's reasonable? Okay, but women are not cattle. So up until an agreement gets made on a reasonable compromise, you don't get to tell the mother what she can or can't do. Okay, it seems like a no-brainer to me. And I understand Bill Burr had a great bit in his recent stand-up special about, if you're making a cake and you mix all the ingredients together and you put it in the oven and somebody comes by 5 or 10 minutes later and pulls it out and throws it across the room, right? Did you destroy the cake? Not technically, because it wasn't a cake yet. It still hadn't baked. But yeah, all the ingredients were there to make the cake. That's true. But it still wasn't a fucking cake. So it's an interesting argument. It's an interesting way to look at it, but still, it's not a cake yet. So when he uses that analogy and other people want to do the same, it is and it isn't the same thing. Yes, you have the potential of a full baby growing inside of you, but up until a certain point, it's still just a mass of tissue, and it's not going to feel pain. I know you can say it will, but up until a certain point, you need to look at it practically, and that decision needs to be made practically between the mother and her doctor. That's just it. There's no argument to be had otherwise. So that's my quick 10-minute view on abortion and abortion rights. They should be legal. And then a compromise can be had down the road on when you can use the abortion as a tool when it's not reasonable anymore. So, just my thoughts. Have a good day.